I get asked all the time, what is a great low density wig? Well, here she is. I'm Jess from Hair Loss Girl Boss, and today I'm going to be showing you the gorgeous Jade wig from UNIWIGS, telling you all about her and showing you exactly how I styled her. Jade is made of 100% Remy human hair. She comes in a natural black shade, which we'll take a closer look at in just a moment. She has a lace top, a temple to temple lace front, and the best part about Jade is she is 110% density. A very, very natural density. But let's take a closer look. This is Jade. This is a natural black color. This is what it looks like in natural sunlight. Stunning, rich, beautiful shade. I think it works well with a lot of skin tones. Next up, let's take a look at the cap construction because this has UNIWIG's exclusive TopComfort cap. Here you can see the lace top. So you can move your part anywhere within this large U-shaped section. You have temple to temple lace front, and around the back you have the ice silk cotton lining, which is so soft. I wish you could reach to the screen and touch it. It is so comfortable on your head. With the TopComfort cap, you'll notice it has 4 silicone tabs. So 1 on each ear tab, and then 2 at the nape. So it gives you that added security. Go ahead and put Jade on. First, I'm gonna put on my wig grip. This little band is what keeps my wig in place. And I just use these little tension clips. See there? I twist my hair up and secure it just like that, flat against the back of my head. Nothing fancy. When I put on my wig, I always like to hold it by the nape, so by the neck part, and then I will aim my forehead kind of into the center of the cap. So I just kind of dive on in there. This cap is a small to average size, so this would fit a 21 to 22 inch circumference, I believe. I have a 22.5 inch circumference. This fits me slightly snug, but actually pretty comfortably. I think having the ice silk cotton lining, this does have some stretch, so I think it is a little more forgiving when it comes to size. It feels like it's like hugging my head really nicely. I love this color. So this is straight out of the box, and as you can see, the curls are pretty, but they're, you know, straight out of the box curls. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I would go about styling this wig and what I do to make it look ultra realistic. But before I do that, let's take a look at the part line and the hairline. This piece does not have bleach knots, as you'll see here. I'm gonna get nice and close so you can see along the hairline here. And then you can also see in the part line. When it comes to bleaching knots, not bleaching knots, there are pros and cons to both. Bleaching knots, obviously you're not going to see the knot. However, when you are adding bleach, which is a chemical, you are going to weaken the knot. Those hairs might come out faster or a little easier than hairs with non-bleach knots. Now, not having your knots bleached, the wig is going to last longer because you're not doing anything to chemically alter the hair. However, you are gonna disguise those knots. So we will get into that in a little bit. First things first, always use a heat protectant. So I'm gonna give it a little spray. I usually spray each layer, and this wig, with how low density it is, I'm probably only gonna do 2 layers of curls, so I'll spray it, and then I let it dry for a minute or so. You never wanna hear that like singe sound when you put your curling iron on your hair. You wanna make sure that it is dry so that the heat protectant is going to do its job. I'm using a 1-inch ceramic curling iron. This is by Babyliss or Babyliss, however you wanna pronounce it. This is the one that I use on all of my wigs. This is exactly how I curl my wigs. I usually clamp the shaft about halfway down, and I'll start winding the hair around the barrel, and I always leave about 1 inch at the end, and then as I unwind the hair, I continue to wind the curling iron down and around. So it gives you kind of more of a sleek curl rather than a big and bouncy curl. Another little tip or trick is if you find that you're getting kind of those like clamp marks in your hair, run the curling iron over the hair quickly just to heat it up, and then that should help you avoid those clamp marks. So again, leaving some hair out at the end and then winding around as I release. I try not to be on the hair too long when I'm curling because we want to do as little heat styling as possible to our wigs. That way we are extending the life of these beautiful pieces. And all the curls don't have to be perfect. I think it looks more natural when wigs are slightly messy. I do the same thing with the part. I never want my part to look completely perfect because again, I think when things look too perfect, it can be a little bit of a giveaway. So having it be a little messy, I think looks more natural. First layer is done. I have applied my heat protectant to the top layer, so I'm gonna keep going. Now, Jade is made of 100% Remy human hair, and I know we hear the term Remy a lot in the wig world, so you might be like, well, what does that actually mean? What's the difference? When you hear the term Remy, the typical meaning behind it is that all the hair in the wig comes from the same donor, it is cuticle intact, and all of the cuticle is going to be running in the same direction. Now, why is that important? You want the cuticle all running in the same direction because that is going to help prevent matting. So done curling, I'm not gonna brush them out just yet. I'm gonna let them cool. I find that helps keep the curls intact for longer. So I'm gonna let those cool off while I focus on the part line and the hairline next. When it comes to disguising knots, there are lots of different tricks. My favorite, my go-to, since I've started wearing wigs, has always been my L'Oreal True Match powder. You can find this in any drugstore, Target, wherever. I use the color Light Ivory. You just want to pick something that's like maybe slightly lighter than your skin tone. And then I just take a makeup brush, a little angled brush, and that's what I'm going to use to apply it. I'm going to take a little bit, dab, 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 and we're going in. So what I like about using the powder is that it's kind of buildable, so you can always put more or less. If you have knots that are more difficult to disguise, you can always also do like a creamier makeup. But if you do a cream-based makeup to hide the knots, I would do it underneath the lace. I wouldn't do it on top because it can get kind of clumpy and it can get in the hair. So if you're gonna use a cream base, I would do it underneath of the lace. And I'm gonna go all, sorry, it's a little hard to do on a camera, but I'm gonna go all along the hairline, or the part line, sorry. We'll get to the hairline. And you can use your spoolie brush. Helps take off any excess. If you happen to get some in the hair, it's okay. And you keep going until you have the amount of coverage that you're happy with. There, so I'm also gonna put just a smidge of powder along the hairline, help soften up those knots. So you can kind of see the difference where I've put a little bit of powder. They're a little softer, not as stark as where I have not done it yet. Okay, so I have powdered my hairline and my part line a bit. For me personally, I don't mind the way these knots are. Unless someone is right here, they're not going to see them. Just putting that little bit of powder back here, you cannot see them at all. And I am maybe a foot away from my camera at the moment. My curls are cooled, so I'm going to give them gentle brush. And this hair is just so silky smooth, really gorgeous. It's shiny, but not in that artificial way. It's shiny in that, ooh, she has healthy hair way. There we go, perfect. Let's talk about the density of this wig, because typically all the other UNIWIGS wigs I've had are 130% density. Jade is 110%. And I get questions all the time, what's a good low density wig? Density basically means how much hair is sewn into the wig. This is a lower density. It sits super flat on my head. It feels incredibly light. It's easy to run your fingers through. The way I test density to make sure it feels natural to me is I always do an ear tuck test. And if it tucks, I mean, that was so easy. But if it tucks behind your ears easily, it's not making your ears stick out because there's so much hair behind your ears, then I think it is a natural feeling density. And this one feels amazing. Because it's low density, it is lightweight, and it is easy to pull up. So that is usually what I look for in my summertime wigs. Something that's gonna be light on my head, something that I can wear up or down, and I can pull it up whenever I feel like it. It's not gonna take half an hour for me to perfect a ponytail. You know, something that's gonna keep me relatively cool, but still give me the gorgeous hair that I want. Let's do a little 360 here. Gorgeous from all angles. And if you are a side part girl, you can certainly scoot your part over to either side. I'm just going to leave this with a middle part, and I change it up. Sometimes I'm a side part, sometimes it's a middle part. Just depends on the day. So just to review, this is the Jade wig from UNIWIGS. She is in a natural black color. She has a lace top with a temple to temple lace front. This has the UNIWIGS exclusive TopComfort cap, which has the ice silk cotton lining, which is so super soft on your head. And this particular style also has 4 silicone tabs. So you have silicone at your ear tabs and 2 silicone tabs at your nape, giving you added security. This wig is made of 100% Remy human hair, and she has a fantastic price point. Jade is available to purchase for $469, and I have a discount code for you, so you can get 15% off of that price using the code JC15 over at uniwigs.com. If you have any questions about Jade or want more information, feel free to drop a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any wig content. You can also find me over on Instagram at hairlossgirlboss. Feel free to DM me over there. I'm always here for you.